97 Rock, and we played the Sasquatch song because of a text I got from my buddy Greg Hall yesterday. He and I and our wives are super close. Our wives work together. We travel together. We share Sabre tickets together. And he's got a great sense of humor, but he's not the kind of guy that's like gonna use this as sort of a pranky kind of thing for me in the radio program.
And what does he do for a living?
He's a lineman for the power company.
A lineman for the county?
You're right, yeah.
Like Glenn Campbell?
What, like the Wichita lineman?
For the county.
So he sends me, he texted me these couple of pictures yesterday of his footprint in the snow. He's out in a job in Chautauqua County next to these other footprints of who knows what. They don't look like shoe footprints, and they look double the size of his.
Well, I'm in Chautauqua County a lot. I talk about it ad nauseum. There are some big people out there. But this is you can clearly see an arch, and you can clearly see where a toe would be.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't look like five toes either.
Yeah, and it's a shoeless footprint. Oh, by the way,
but
and I think in the middle, Greg's on the phone with us right now. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Rich. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
So tell us what happened here before we get into specifics.
Well, I went down to look at a job down near one of our substations, and when I entered the right-of-way, I had to walk back into the woods a little bit, and I wasn't really paying attention to what was on the ground, and I just happened to look down.
What part of the land? What part of the land? Just in case other people are listening that are in that part of town that would have seen the same thing. Like, where are you talking? Jamestown-y?
No, actually, it's on the northeast end of Lake Chautauqua, in Chautauqua.
Okay.
But anyways, I was walking through the right-of-way, and I noticed this print in the snow. And I didn't give it any thought until I saw another one. And then I followed them all the way to a marsh area where they just ended. So I went in the other direction, and these prints started in a wood line and ended at this marsh. And I took the picture next to my footprint, and here we are on the radio talking about it.
Yeah, what size shoe do you wear, by the way?
Size 9.
All right, now, I'm assuming, and we're going to get this picture out so that people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, Morning Bull 97 on Twitter. It's up there to see this.
I'm assuming that there is another foot somewhere next to it, that it wasn't hopping. I mean, there are two footprints of the same, so it was an upright person.
There was a stride, right.
No, I mean, as opposed to four. This was an upright person.
Yeah, if you look at the one picture next to the one with my boot in it, you'll see at the upper corner of that picture, you can almost see the heel print of another one. And had I thought to take a picture of the two prints, they were about 4 feet apart, the strides.
Wow. All right, so you followed it, and it goes into the marsh. So obviously, you're not going into the marsh after this thing.
No, I mean, the water in this marsh, Rich, was probably 18 inches deep. So, and I've gotten responses back. My brother Chris said that he thought it was somebody with a very creative pair of snowshoes. And I got that, but I said, if you entered that marsh in those snowshoes, you probably got wet up to your knees.
But here's the difference,
though. It's not a typical snowshoe.
A snowshoe is going to point out at the end, at the back part of it. They're not
more
typically
like a racket, right?
Right,
Like a tennis
right,
racket kind of form.
So since you've been down there, Greg, have you talked to any locals or anything, or is there any like folklore, legend, anything of any Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot sightings down in the northeast part of Chautauqua Lake there?
Well, actually, when I got back to the office the other day, I showed a couple of guys that I work with the pictures. And one of my buddies, Cody, did a Google search for Bigfoot sightings in Hartfield. And if you pull that up, you'll be amazed at how many people have testimony as to having run-ins with something down there. So I got on that site myself. And actually, in October, I believe the dates are October 12th and 13th this coming fall, there's actually a Bigfoot expo going on down there. So I'm not saying that I believe in what I saw down there, but because, again, all I saw were footprints.
Could this be a crazy way to promote?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
If somebody was that intelligent, they did a great way of promoting this expo come October.
No kidding.
Or it's those people that sell that beef jerky.
Yeah, Jack Links.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
or the coolers.
Let me ask you now. You are a normal person, right?
Well, some people would say that.
But I mean, like like Bull said, you're not a guy that would typically bust balls, right?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, the proof is in those pictures, and I mean, it started as a joke when I sent them to Rich. I'm like, kind of interesting, don't you think? And again, I've showed them to a couple other people, and there's people that are like, wow, and people that are like, hoax.
So what is in your gut right now? Now that you went to a website, you see you aren't the only person. You were that physically close to the footprint of an Amazon hairy, huge Janet Reno building of a person. Like, are you believing it? Are you a little freaked out by it?
Are you tempted to go back?
Well, I have no choice but to go back. I may be down there later on this afternoon, and I'm definitely going to be down there tomorrow and all of next week on a job. So I'm packing some beef jerky.
Good thinking.
Well, keep sending us the pics, man, especially if you're running into any more, and we're going to keep this topic on the front burner,
I
man.
wonder if anybody else has seen anything like this, because I hope they don't, just so that you go into some kind of rehab facility.